everyone. Yeah, my name is Dina Nayeri. I am a writer mostly of adult fiction and nonfiction, but I've written this children's book that I want to tell you about called The Waiting Place. I should tell you a little bit about my background here. I was born in Iran, and when I was 8 years old, my family, we became refugees. And for 16 months, we were on the way to America, where we were eventually accepted, as refugees and given asylum. So for some of that time, we lived in a refugee camp outside of Rome in Italy. I guess this has been kind of a formative part of my experience in life. And I've written about it a lot in the adult, world. But I think one thing that I remember very vividly about my identity as a refugee is that when I arrived in Oklahoma, this place that was kind of supposed to be the promised land sanctuary in America, the kids were really mean. We had just spent 16 months on the road, and we had nothing. We wore the same clothes every day. We didn't have much. We didn't speak the language. We had accents. There was just a lot. I had developed a tic because of everything. And so it was not easy, I guess. We didn't get the kind of welcome that I would want for refugees today. So a couple of years ago, during my research, I started to visit this refugee camp in Katsakas, Greece, which is near Ioannina, mainland Greece. So the people often come from the islands, but in this particular camp, they live in shipping crates like this one. These are the shipping crates that they live in. And this particular camp has a lot of Farsi speakers. They are from Afghanistan and from Iran. So I started to work with a charity there called Refugee Support, who helped me go and spend time with people there. And one time, on one particular trip, I took a photographer, Anna Bosch-Miropei, who took the photographs for this book. And we spent 10 days just playing with the children. And we decided, we wanted to write about the children and their experience. So we spent all our time with the kids. I translated for Anna. I talked to the kids. They called me auntie. It was very cute. They were lovely. There were like 10 of them. And I actually just remember approaching them on the playground, and we just looked like two Western women. And I said hello in Farsi, and they all went bananas. And it was just wonderful. Anyway, so in the process of spending this time with the kids, I guess I had a lot of memories come back, and I remembered how much children make joy for themselves and how much of an inner world they create and all that they do to populate their imagination and their world. And so this book is it's called The Waiting Place, because the waiting place, the camp, is kind of the antagonist. It's this place that doesn't want you to grow up. It wants you to be idle. It wants you to do nothing. But these children are fighting so hard against that to keep their fire, and their energy. And they have dramas of their own and games of their own and all of this stuff. So in the book is nonfiction. It's about these 10 kids. I use their real names and their real pictures and all their real concerns. There's one little girl who loves watching videos that give her soothing feeling, things slotting into place and paintbrushes going. And she's just very much exactly how I was. There's, a little boy who likes to, he likes to be kind of the mediator in all the fights among the little boys. And there's these 3 girls who have dramas that just have nothing to do with being displaced. They're normal little girl dramas. For me, I think just being immersed in this world was incredible, because it made me think how much, knowing this about this time in their lives could help native-born children be empathetic and be kind and be welcoming, just to understand that these are regular kids who have regular concerns, who just for a time were stuck in this place. So that's how this book was written, with the idea that, it's for kids in England, for native-born kids in the US and the English-speaking world who will be receiving these children. And it's written in a way to show them how to be welcoming, to show them how to empathize, and to show them what the experience of these children was. I mean, the age range is about 9 to 11 and 12. It's gotten lots of starred reviews in the US, which we're really excited about. And one exciting thing that's happening around this book is that Walker Books and the University of St. Andrews, where I'm in the faculty in the School of English, have paired together to fund this incredible schools speaking tour that I'm doing this next year, where I'm when we already have had over 100 UK schools sign up. Thanks also to SLA for like sending the word out, etc. But where I'll be going to different schools to talk to the kids about welcome. And we're going to be giving away lots of free copies of the book and kind of helping them with a discussion guide that we have, etc. Talk about these kids and their experience and what it's been like and how we can relate to that and how we can learn from that and how we can be more welcoming, I guess, when the children arrive and what to be sensitive toward, etc. The book, I mean, even though it's about refugees and what they experience, it's I wouldn't call it particularly political, or it's about being loving and welcoming, and it's about the kids living their lives, I guess, while in this place of waiting. So I think what it really brings out is, a sense of care and empathy and similarity, I suppose, between native-born children and the children of the displaced. So I hope that that's the impact that it has. I hope that you will recommend it to kind of kids who can read on their own. I think there's, 11 or 12 is the perfect age for that. But I think it's also a great read aloud book. I'll be doing a recording of it to accompany some of the materials I send out to the schools before we do the talks there. So,
did you feel seen in the books that you read when you were growing up?
When we arrived from Iran, it was very clear to me that the Iranianness is the thing I have to cover up the most, assimilate quickly, become American quickly, get my accent changed. I worked with a little tape recorder to sound, less Iranian when I had the thick accent, just even when I was 10 years old. And there's a lot I regret, frankly. I just in my campaign to wipe out my Iranianness, when I was 18 years old, I called my dad and begged him for money to get my nose changed. I had a beautiful Persian nose, which I wish I could have back. But my daughter will have it. Anyway, but the thing is that there was definitely this idea that being Iranian was scary, and we were there during the first Iraq War, so there was just a lot in the news that wasn't really working for me. And then in addition to that, I think some of the things in this, I'll show it to you again. Some of the things in this that I was most happy to put in here were things like the girl with the OCD, which I thought I had to hide, like big time. I had to hide that. It was so very scary. Or, every time you make, other refugee kids too have this experience, you make makeshift toys or your clothes get sewn up and you have to hide that stuff. It's embarrassing. So, just to show all of that in here and have the kids be presented as beautiful and proud and their toys are smart. It's a smart use of a bed spring right there. And that's, that is soothing to watch that video. That makes, it makes me happy to show that to people so that they can understand that those are not things to be ashamed of. And so the kids themselves can understand those are not things to hide.